What's going on, everybody? We just got a quick one today. It's just me. Well, why is it just me? Well, today I am going to talk about this, Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. As of the time I'm recording this, only one other person that I know that does these kind of things has read this. I know a bunch of cosmere nerds, but however, before I get into it, I wanted to put this out real quick because my partner, the Crochet Fairy, and Lauren over at Coffee and Lore, the two of them are going to get together and they are going to put out a joint review of this book. So that's coming soon, probably the next couple of weeks. And I wanted to get mine out before they got the chance to steal the thunder. But I am incredibly excited to see the review. So it's gonna most likely be on the Coffee and Lore YouTube page first, I would imagine. So go ahead and go over there and subscribe, and you can also check out thecrochetfairy.net and go ahead and check all of that out as well, because there's a bunch of good stuff on there. However, this is Entertainment Involved, and this is going to be an involved review of Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. This is Book 3 of the Brandon Sanderson Secret Projects. Out of those out of the 4 secret projects, the second one is not in the cosmere. The first one, which is right here to my right, which is Tress of the Emerald Sea, we put out a short review on. I already have the digital copies of the 4th one, The Sunlit Man, and that is I'm going to wait on the physical book to come in and to read it, because these, I said this in the Tress review, but these books are absolutely just gorgeous all the way through. This is the Dragonsteel edition. I highly recommend picking these up while they exist. I don't know if they're going to keep printing them or not, but all of them are the most beautiful books that I own. People have seen this. I think the last 2 episodes that I did here in the studio, it was sitting here where Ahsoka is currently living, and people are like, what is that book? And so that's what it is. And I gotta say that as far as Brandon Sanderson's works go, this is my favorite that's not part of the 2 main series, right? So out of Mistborn Stormlight, I would not say that I would put it above all of those, but out of everything that is standalone, quote unquote, because nothing in the cosmere is really standalone, but out of your Warbreaker, your Tress of the Emerald Sea, Emperor's Soul, all of those works, White Sand, Elantris, out of all of those, this is my favorite. I absolutely loved this, and oddly enough, a lot of people are always saying that they want Sanderson to write more like romance type stuff. I don't know that I've ever necessarily said that. It's typically not my cup of tea. But this book is the closest thing to a romance type story that I think he's ever put out. And I love it. I'm only going to give some very mild spoilers here, so there won't be anything too crazy. I will say that this book was so timely because when he wrote this, there's no way he could have known that AI was going to be such a major discussion in our culture and a major challenge of our culture. And yet, that is kind of a central theme of this book, is the real consequences and dangers of AI, or proceeding forward with AI and not understanding it. Art is such a huge theme in this book. If you're someone who keeps up with the cosmere, most of the magic on these 2 planets is based off of the shard Virtuosity, which when people hear that a lot, they think that the root of it is virtue, right? But it's actually not. It's based off of the word virtuoso. So everything, all of the magic in this book is based off of artistic value. And that is such an interesting thing. It made the magic system so interesting, and it also made the AI references very poignant as well. So the main kind of premise of the book here is early on in the book you meet Yumi, and she is a Yokihiju. Did I say that correctly? Anyway, And she is kind of a like priestess of sorts of her people. Has a lot of pressure put on her all the time. Is always kind of trying to be a notch above. Puts an immense amount of pressure on herself. And then on the other side of that, we're also introduced to Painter. And Painter is kind of the opposite of that too, in a lot of ways, because he puts a lot of pressure on himself, but he's also very lazy. And he is very often looking for, not only is he looking for the easiest way out, but he also thinks very lowly of himself. And he uses that to sort of imagine, right, that other people think that way of him as well. I really honestly identified with Painter a lot in this book. A lot of the kind of traits that Painter has. And something about me, if you don't know me personally, it's rare actually for me to identify with a male character very heavily. But in this particular book, I definitely identified with Painter a lot. And I saw a lot of traits about myself in Yumi as well. This is a tearjerker. I'll go ahead and put that out there as well. I would not, in terms of cosmere sadness, I would not put it on Lost Metal level. Or I really wouldn't even put it with some of the crazier things that have happened in like Stormlight. But those are not really, typically with Stormlight, we haven't seen a real huge like incredibly tragic like main character death yet. And I hate that I have to put the word yet on the end of that. However, this book, incredible. Really loved it. If I had to give it a number rating, I'm going to say that this is a 9.3 out of 10. I really, really loved this. We ranked the Cosmere not too long ago. It's definitely in the S tier for me. The art in the book is incredible. The story is very easy to follow. The Sanderson is really, really, really evident here. If you don't know what the Sanderson is, Brandon Sanderson is kind of famous for the last, 10-15% of the book just kind of having all these crazy, huge reveals and kind of nuts things happening. In this one, Hoyt, who is once again our narrator, pretty much like stops the book and is like, hey, allow me to explain what's going on. I think in any other author's hands, that would have been a disaster. But because of Sanderson and because of the backstory that he's built up for Hoyt throughout the Cosmere, it actually makes a whole lot of sense and it just works. So I cannot recommend this one enough. Pick it up. The artwork in here is incredible. And I'm going to say that like this book is the most anime type thing that he's ever come out with. So this needs an anime, really like a Studio Ghibli type adaptation ASAP. You can do it before anything else. It doesn't have to be done in any sort of order. I need an anime type version of this immediately, because really this is the kind of thing where I really wouldn't even have that much interest in seeing this in live action. I want to see it Studio Ghibli style, straight up. But I won't ramble on and on about it. That's my quick review of Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. As I said, I cannot recommend it enough. We have a podcast assembled coming up this week. I have Ahsoka sitting here. We are going to be reviewing the second half of Ahsoka. I think I might nerd out harder on that episode than I ever have on anything before, and that's a high bar. I'm really excited. I'm recording this right before the finale is about to come out. So I like I said, I just cannot wait to see what happens. I've been enjoying that show a lot. So that's the next thing that's going to come out. There will be a short break after that because I'm going to the beach. So I am going to take a little break, and we will get right back to season 7 when I get back. So I want to thank everybody for listening, and this has been an Involved Review.
Yeah.